Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. This is February 21st and I'm Denise, and I'm going to be reading today on, well, I might do a couple of readings, but this first one is on Ron Kim, and it was a great idea by Elizabeth Muriel. And I thought it might be a good, counterpoint to balance out the awful cards that came through, or to get to the truth, really. You guys, whenever I shuffle the cards, I spend a lot of time shuffling and grounding and just opening up to getting the truth only, because I don't want to just, of course we're all human and we all make mistakes, and I don't always draw the perfect cards and I don't always say the perfect words. But my intention is to get to the truth. I'm not looking to just be, sitting here talking trash. And when I did Andrew Cuomo's reading, the cards were terrible. They were just awful. And I had to read the feelings that were coming off of them. I had to read the consciousness I tuned into. And so, that's how it came out. And it was really surprising to me. And I had done zero research on him before I opened up to the reading. So, but researching after, I proved to be pretty shocking. I mean, they're calling for impeachment in the state of New York. So, I don't know if it's going to continue to unfold that way, but we'll see. But anyway, I don't know if it's Ron Kim that was asking for the impeachment, but anyway, from looking at, so I've looked at his bio in Wikipedia. He assumed office January 4th, 2021. He's a New York State Assemblyman, and he's on the chair of Committee on Aging. So that's probably why he had more. He's 41. He had more of a maybe more of a charge when he learned that the nursing home deaths were being underreported or not reported. So that's what the investigation is all about. So, okay, so tuning back into Ron Kim, and let's just let Andrew Cuomo go. We'll let all that go and just focus on Ron. The forces in motion in his life. We have the Ace of Cups. His challenges. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. Interesting. Okay. His karma from past lives. Okay, his specific karma for this lifetime, what he's got going on, as far as what he's destined to experience, will be the next card up here. Okay, that's the Two of Swords reversed. So we have Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords reversed, Five of Cups, Judgment reversed, Two of Swords reversed, and I'll do 4 cards here for his professional future. Okay. And 4 cards for his personal future. And I guess he's married with 3 kids. Oops, this goes down here. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'll name these cards as we get going, otherwise I'm just going to be wasting time. And I'll try to keep this one shorter. Okay, so with the Ace of Cups, as the forces in motion, well, this is a card of at least feeling a lot, and at the most having a very open and caring heart. Let me put the chopstick under there. Okay, that's better. And and so it can be a brand new beginning. It can also be fulfillment coming through, but it's a very, joyous time when things come together, and there's an open, flow to the heart. It's a card of being contented and having a lot of happiness and abundance and feeling, um, nourished by whomever you're with. So that would be his wife, I'm sure, and his girls. I think he has 3 girls. I think I could be wrong on that one. But it's also sometimes, when I get this card from my clients, I always tune into that place where they're pretty psychic. You guys, you blow me away. I have so many intuitives, empaths, intuitives, and psychics, and I just love it. So, it's a card of love. So, because you don't, of course, you don't get any intuitive or psychic abilities until you decide to open your heart. Your heart is a gateway to everything else. So he's got that going on. That's the sum total. No matter what his karma was, the past life and this life that he brought in, he's gotten to the point where he moves through life with an open heart. So of course he's working on the Council for Aging, and of course he's standing up for what may be some injustice. We don't know for sure yet. There's an investigation, but those cards I got before for Andrew Cuomo were just awful. Okay, so his challenge with the Ace of Swords reversed, well, that brings in that area of maybe making some wrong decisions, maybe not having the best ideas. It could, sometimes, every once in a while, it's about dishonesty. So maybe, I don't know if the challenge is to himself or just from the outside, where outside forces against him aren't being honest. I mean, Andrew Cuomo, I don't think has been telling the truth, because since I've done a lot of research on him after doing that reading yesterday, it certainly looked like there were a lot of people who said, yeah, that's Cuomo. I mean, he flies off and he calls people at night, and that's, I think I did have some alcohol cards, for him, and so it kind of makes sense. The guy's drinking and then calls people up and yells at them. Even though, yes, we really did appreciate him and his coronavirus briefings when nothing else was coming out before. He really filled the void for us, then. But that doesn't mean that a person is, completely perfect. I mean, we're also multi-dimensional and highly faceted beings that, we can have just as much darkness, blindness as we do light. But if we're blind in one area, we're going to be blind in other areas. So, I think something's up for healing with Andrew Cuomo, honestly. So this could be Andrew Cuomo's dishonesty. It very well could be. Let's see if I can feel into what. Yeah, here he is. Ron Kim. Here he is, open-heartedly giving, and then he's getting stabbed. I mean, if I just go with the visuals, his heart's open and then he's stabbed from some sideways kind of thing. Here he is working on this Council for Aging, or he's trying to help, elderly people. And then he's not met, I mean, it's also a card, this Ace of Swords, it's a card of someone using their power in the wrong way. Of course, it gets straight up, it's truth and clarity, and reversed, or anyway sideways, it's not the truth. it can also be, well, it could also be some, you know what, honestly, no, I don't, I really get clearly, this has to do with somebody who's just not telling the truth, and it's hurting him. It's hurting him. There's no reason to look for any other thing else. I just heard that clearly. Okay, so let's move forward. So his karma from his past lives is the Five of Cups. So in his past lives, he has had, you know, I think a lot of grief. Maybe he's lost people that he loves or loved, and there's been, you know, sorrow and disillusionment and regret. So he, you know, it's this would be like the last thing that was bothering him when he left his last, you know, that lifetime, and that would be the lifetime before this one, and yeah, it just feels like he was very down, just really down. It was hard on him. Now, the specific karma, so in between incarnations, we do some healing in the spirit world as well. And, you know, we go through, after we cross over, we go through our life review. I mean, I believe this is what happens, but I could be wrong because I don't remember it. You know what I mean? I have to be honest that I don't. I mean, I believe it in my heart, but I can't prove it, right? But I believe that we go through a life review. And it's not meant to be a terrible judgment at all. It's just meant to figure out how well we loved and what we believed and what we are carrying forward. And so in between incarnations, we can do some healing in the spirit world. And it looks like he tried to, but what he did bring in this lifetime specifically, with the judgment reversed, he still had some disillusionment going on. He had some fear of death going on, I think. He had he's brought in this karma where he has a hard time letting go. And it, you know, it does couple well with this loss. And I'm really drawn to the red, you know, cross here, like trying to help. And maybe feeling helpless and not being able to. So, you know, he's still trying to help. I mean, he's only 41 and he's working, you know, for the elderly. So you got to give the guy credit for that. But it is an unhappy card. So he does have karma around not being able to be completely open to happiness, and maybe having a hard time creating happiness in his life. I mean, he's an American Korean, but or Korean American, whichever way you want to say that. But he did come from South Korea, so he's probably seen tremendous, you know, challenges even as a little boy. I think he came over when he was 7. So okay, but in this lifetime, or currently now, what he's, you know, what experiences are kind of hanging over him with the Two of Swords reversed. I think there's some movement, because, you know, the stalemate, the crossing is like it's when you're upside, when it's reversed, the stalemate is not there anymore. So this has to do with you know, having some movement. But this is also a card of, you know, like duplicity, like somebody turning their back on him. This sure goes together. You know, we've got ace and 2, you know, reversed. This is like stabbing in the heart. And, you know, there's on one level a lot of people that will sympathize with him, and then other people are going to be beating him up. because, you know, a lot of people really like Andrew Cuomo. So there's this place, I think, where he's a little torn in two, and it's, you know, that's a challenge to work through. Now, his professional future, these 4 cards here, actually looks really, really well. I mean, with the 3 of Pentacles, we've got a collaboration going on. We have, you know, skilled labor, like, you know, somebody that, well, I mean, if you just look at the images, it's like one could be the person that wants the work done, the other person could be the architect, and then you have the person who's the architect or the designer, and then you have the person who's actually doing the work. But it shows teamwork. So that's a really good card to have moving forward, as well as this King of Wands, because the King of Wands is all about, you know, being a natural leader and being powerful and inspiring others. And then coupled, you know, over the Queen of Pentacles, this would be that principle where we know how to get something done and, you know, receive the material and, you know, so money, any type of resources at all would be something that he's good at receiving. It's like he's good at inspiring people, and then he's good at receiving the resources to get it done. Because this card's very generous. She's very nurturing and generous, and, you know, she's all about like creating charities. And both the Queen and the King of Pentacles are, you know, very, very secure. And, you know, we have Pentacles up here, so these are, you know, creative talents going on. And then the inspiration and the leadership. These are really excellent cards. No matter how bad these look here, and it's really, I think, just all betrayal and stabbing in the heart. And of course, his past lifetimes look like they were painful. So, you know, until you work through these things, you just have to live through them, right? That's how it goes. But Andrew Cuomo's professional future cards were just awful. Every single one of them was reversed. And his personal future looked like, you know, breakup or divorce. And I guess he's not married right now, but he's been married a few times before, or 2 times before. But he has a girlfriend. So, the Magician here, wow. These 2 cards together are major, major, major leadership. And so I would say on a professional level, in his professional future going forward, he has the people and the inspiration and the money to create anything that he wants to get on board with. Again, leadership, development, ambition. This is the dude that manifests. When we get this card in readings, you know, we say, we can manifest anything we want. We have all the tools that we need. This guy has all the support and the inspiration and the money. So he's got a really good professional future. Now, personally, with the 6 of Cups reversed, it can be, when this card comes in, it can be being much more independent. I mean, because he's already left his homeland. He and his parents did that. He did that at a very young age. But it could be him being much more independent, and then moving very quickly to get what he wants professionally. He could be kind of like cutting off the past. He could be healing childhood trauma and then moving forward really quickly. Or these cards could be speaking to on an inner level. Yeah, that's what it is. I just heard it. He's healing trauma from his childhood where it was dangerous. Yeah. So I believe his parents immigrated because they were in danger. And as a little one, he had that of course is imprinted into his soul substance, and he's having to work through that now. Because here he is in this new country, And all his life it looks like he's been working to help others. And now, he has Andrew Cuomo, just because he asked the question, all he did was asking the question, why aren't these numbers, why are there no numbers from the nursing homes? What's going on there? What happened? Is the data lost? He was asking legitimate, just valid questions that if there was no defense against them, nobody would get pissed off, right? But no, Andrew Cuomo calls him up and rips him a new one and tells him he's, he'll destroy him. Andrew Cuomo threatened to destroy him. And said his career was over. So he's healing from that. Personally, he's healing from that, and it's an echo from I believe his childhood. Also, in his personal future, I think he's going to be having to heal this. So for a while in his personal future, he's not going to be as effective, because when that's how it is. When you're processing from the inside and you're working through something, it's really hard to be present in the day-to-day details of your work because, have you ever done this? Like, have you ever been needing to process something and you're putting it off or you're not fully in it yet and you decide, I'm just going to read this book, and you get to the bottom of a page and you realize you didn't comprehend one single word of it because your mind went back to the place that it needed to go inside rather than into the book, right? Like you couldn't take in anything else because you're full and you're processing something inside. And this is what he's processing, this dangerous, it could be past life and it could be the early part of this lifetime. And so now, if at work, it's okay. He's just going to not have a whole lot of passion. And he'll be, not very inspired personally. And we can't say that it'll last forever because nothing ever does. It's, we do move on. But I don't see relationship difficulties here. What I do see with this Ten of Swords reversed is, personally right now, he might be on a bit of a bed of nails. I mean, you can see the image here where it's a little hard to relax at the least. But on another level, this could be him getting some support, somebody helping to get the betrayal, the knives out of his back that are coming, that have been coming from over here. So I think he is going to have support. Because look at this. I mean, this is nothing but support and creative support and getting to, something new. And then here, personally, he's processing. He's going through some personal process. That's what I see here. So I feel like this Ten of Swords reversed, it speaks more to, being released. He's going to have like some success in getting over the past. There's this card in the old days used to be the, I think it was like some type of like courage and victory over bad forces or dark forces or evil, whatever you want to call it. And it's because you see it, the imagery here, you see, and with the swords, we have to remember that with all the suit of swords, we're in the area of thoughts and communication and, like the way we think things are, thoughts, it's all, what you believe. And when you can see the sky up here and the sunlight and, it's like you're coming out of the dark depths. If you just look at the imagery, here, I'll bring it up closer. You're coming out of the depths of the darkness and you're you're moving up, trying to find the light. And that's what drops all of these. You could call each one of these swords like our little acts of self-betrayal, or places where other people just betrayed us, just for being who we are, who we naturally are, and in our truth. Because that's how life is. We sometimes get stabbed. Sometimes life is painful. But I think that he's going to be released from this challenging position that he's been in. And I think that he's, looking towards the higher consciousness, looking towards the brighter, future. So that's interesting. I'm seeing these cards all together, and I think I'm looking at an underdog who fights for what's right, and he's has been beat up in the past lives, and he's trying to work through that trauma now personally, but he has a bright professional future. So, okay, well, that's it. I'll be back for another one. I'm not sure how I'm going to do next, so I can't tell you. I have Eddie Van Halen on my list. I have so many great ideas from you guys, so yeah. I love Eddie Van Halen. But anyway, so I'm going to close this one up, and I'll be back soon. Thanks, you guys. Hope you're having a really good weekend. Bye.